Entangling the Cowboy, a Curvy Woman Insta-Love short read by Anne Marie Springs. Chapter 1. Maya. My eyes droop as I struggle to focus on the road in front of me. I should pull over and get some sleep, but just don't feel safe enough to do so yet. Instead, I guzzle from the cup of sludge that passed for coffee back at the last gas station. It has long gone cold, but I drink it anyway. Slowing, the clutch creaks as I shove it into downshift as I start up the steep grade looming ahead. Driving carefully, it takes everything in me to restrain myself from putting pedal to metal. As much as I want to put miles between myself and Spokane, my precious cargo is more important. They're the reason I'm doing the unthinkable. Not only my angels curled up sleeping in the back seat, but my other babies in the trailer. I have gone over it multiple times in my head, questioning myself. Am I doing the right thing? Where do I go from here? How do I make myself less conspicuous? A woman, two young kids, and two horses in an old, rusted pickup and trailer do not make for a stealthy getaway. The whine of the engine as it climbs the hill worries me. Mac had assured me the truck would take us as far as we needed to go to get to safety. The grizzled old mechanic had come through for us when I had nowhere else to turn. I have to trust he'll keep what he knows about our abrupt departure a secret. We weren't stopped when we left, and I hadn't seen anyone following us in the hours since. So far, it seems that trust wasn't misplaced. At this point, it's moot, as he could only share what vehicle we are traveling in and not where we're actually going. I made sure not to share those details, in part because I wasn't sure myself. I did have the forethought to mention vague plans to head east, so if he does get pressured into sharing what he knows, he would lead them in the wrong direction. I wanted to trust him, but trust is something I no longer give easily. Those days are long gone. The headlights cut through the inky sky as it slowly lightens. The realization has me checking the time on my watch. It's almost 6 a.m., hours since I last obsessively checked the device. When we first left, my gaze had been on a constant sweep between my watch, the road in front of me, and the side mirror showing the view behind us. The mirror held more of my attention than it should have, but I was sure at any moment there'd be headlights rapidly approaching. When that moment didn't materialize in the first few hours, my focus gradually shifted to the road in front of us instead of behind, with only occasional glances in the mirror. It's been over 7 hours since I woke Ollie and Liv and told them we were going on an adventure. They each donned a backpack with only the bare essentials, a few changes of clothes, their stuffies, and a blanket. I have clothes, a file with important paperwork, and a few small mementos I couldn't bear to leave behind. Traveling light was imperative, allowing us to move not only quickly but covertly. That and the trek we had to make to get to the truck and trailer, which were waiting hidden across several acres of the back pasture, didn't allow us the luxury of toting much luggage. Besides, I wanted to leave behind as much as possible. Most of it doesn't matter to me anyway. It's all part of a life I no longer want any part of, and haven't for quite a while. Stuart has been gone for over a year now. I thought the feelings causing me distress were due to the grief of losing my husband. The constant feeling of impending doom caused me extreme anxiety. I thought once the grief subsided, I would find a new normal, but now I know otherwise. Mama! Liv's soft voice calls out as she yawns. I have to go potty. I chew my bottom lip, glancing at my daughter in the rearview mirror. She's sitting up and rubbing her eyes. Do you think you can hold it just a while longer, baby girl? I can try to hold it, she answers with wide blue eyes. I'll look for a place to pull over as soon as I can, I promise, peering down the road ahead, hoping for a spot wide enough to pull over with the trailer. Ideally, it would be a good idea to get the horses out and let them stretch their legs as well. It isn't good for them to go so long standing in one spot. Pulling down a side road would be a plus for both kids and horses, but there are no guarantees I would have enough room to turn the trailer around to get back on the highway. Houses are few and far between on this road. I haven't seen many cars, but it's still early. A few miles later, a sign for a county park appears. Since it shows a symbol for a boat, I assume it means there's a boat ramp and a big parking lot. Hopefully, it's not locked overnight. Superstitiously holding my breath, I let up on the accelerator, swinging wide to account for the trailer, and make the sharp left turn at the sign. I exhale with a whoosh at the absence of a gate at the Barebones Park. The lot is indeed luxuriously large with no vehicles around. Unfortunately, luxurious is the last word I would use for the pit toilets at the end of the lot, but I'm certainly not going to complain at the minor inconvenience. Circling around until the pickup is off to the side near the toilets and facing the exit, I stop, turning off the truck. I pocket the keys as Liv unbuckles, her movements not waking her brother sleeping next to her. I swear the boy could sleep through a tornado, and I grimace at the thought of waking him. If I don't, though, he'll probably wake up a few miles down the road and need to go as well. Opening Ollie's door, I shake his shoulder, not worrying about being too jarring as it takes some force to wake him. He groans and rolls over as I loudly call his name. I can't help but laugh. This long ago became routine for us. Shaking him sharply and in my best stern mom voice, I call out, "Ollie, wake up! We're stopping for a potty break. Time to get up, kiddo." He peeks an eyelid open, giving me the stink eye. Don't wanna. The lid snaps closed and he nestles deeper into the seat. Pulling on his arm to get him to sit up, I attempt to wrestle the half-asleep child out of the back of the truck. Liv, in the meantime, has jumped out and taken off at a run towards the toilet. I keep watch on the restroom while I prop Ollie up next to me, rubbing my hand up and down his back as he snuggles into my side. Both my children are cuddle bugs, but Ollie especially so, while he takes his time waking up. I always have to make sure to wake him with plenty of time to snuggle. Normally, I enjoy it, grateful for the blessings I have, but given the stress of the situation, I'm having a hard time appreciating the gift at the moment. The heavy slam of the door startles me as Liv exits the bathroom. I cringe at the thought of the germs in there and no soap or water to wash their hands. I don't even have sanitizer. Huffing out a sigh, my bangs fly into the air. I realize in the grand scheme of things, a few germs are the least of my worries. I make my way towards the small concrete shack, with Ollie still half asleep at my side. Rubbing my hand up and down his shoulder, I maneuver him in front of the toilet. "Your turn, buddy. Do you need help?" Wrinkling his nose, he gives me an exasperated look. I'm a big boy. I don't need help. Fighting the smile threatening, I back out the door. "Hurry up so I can have a turn then." After we each relieve our bladders, I swing open the back door of the trailer to unload the horses. "Hold the door for me, Ollie." He keeps the door from slamming shut while I hand the lead for Sunny, my old bay quarter-cross mare, to Liv. Then untie my late husband's pride and joy, spin me famous. The registered dun stallion is reigning horse royalty and the whole reason we are in this predicament. We lead the horses across the parking lot, past the day use area to a spot where the grass hasn't been maintained. As soon as we stop, Spin stretches his front and back legs as far apart as possible before releasing a steaming stream of urine. I swear the horse groans in relief, then sticks his nose straight up, curling his upper lip. The kids laugh at his antics. He may be royalty, but he still acts like a goofball. We walk the horses for a few minutes so we can all stretch our legs. They chomp down on blades of grass as we go. Before long, the urgency to get back on the road creeps over me, and we load the horses into the trailer. We drive for almost an hour before smoke starts seeping from under the hood of the pickup. Suddenly, my gamble to stick to the less traveled roads seemed like a terrible idea. Shit, I mumbled under my breath while a white cloud billows. Easing the vehicle over, I stop in a spot wide enough for both the truck and trailer. Checking my phone for cell service, I'm not surprised to see none. There hasn't been any traffic on this road for the last half hour. I blink rapidly to thwart the tears threatening and bite down on my cheek to keep from having a meltdown in front of my children. After taking a few moments to collect myself, I turn to the kids, who are staring wide-eyed at me. All right, guys, looks like it's the next leg of our adventure. Get your backpacks and climb out Ollie's door. We're going for a ride now. They scramble to do as they're told. I grab my backpack before climbing out. We unload Sunny, and I tie the loose end of the lead rope to the halter under her chin, creating reins. I lift Ollie, placing him on the old mare's back, followed by Liv. I unload Spin and swing the door of the trailer shut before latching it. Leading the athletic, muscled animal over to the side of the trailer, I use the fender to climb on his broad back. Giving the kids a reassuring smile, we head up the road to the ranch we passed a few miles ago. Get the rest of Entangling the Cowboy at the link provided below at Amazon.